Hey everyone, welcome to my flow with no folds. So this was a little bit of an adventure to create a sequence without forward folds, without bending forward, and I hope you enjoy it, so I would love to hear your feedback on it. It's basically broken into two different sections, a ground section and a standing section. So you can do them separately if you would like, if that's better for your timing, or you can put them together as one whole class, as is in this video. So all you really need is yourself and some space to move around. If you have a yoga mat, that's great, definitely grab it. Otherwise, the only thing I'd suggest is setting up on carpet, especially for the ground portion, just to give yourself a little extra cushion on your joints. My only rule with this and any flow is to listen to your body. If there is a pose that is causing pain or just doesn't feel like your body should be in it, absolutely back on out of it. Give yourself a break. Not every pose is going to work the same for everybody, and that's okay. I try to give different variations as I go to get you in the best positions possible, but your body is the one that you need to be listening to. Other than that, have a great class and let me know what you think. Okay, so starting on the ground, make your way to your back. And then bring the soles of your feet to the ground, just outside of your hips. And once you have your feet settled, let your knees come together so you're kind of making a tent with them. Arms can be by your sides, maybe shimmying your shoulders underneath of you. If you want to connect with your breath a little deeper, you can also bring your hands to one to your belly, one to your heart. And just feel your breath as it goes through your body. Keep grounding down, feeling that your mat, the floor beneath you. On your next exhale, let your knees fall to the right. So you can leave your feet where they are so that your legs are staggered. That'll start moving into your left quad a little bit. Or if you'd like, you can go ahead and stack your legs and bring your arms out by your sides. The only thing here is to think about keeping both shoulder blades on the mat so that the twist is coming through your spine and not getting your shoulders involved. Take a breath here. And exhale. Start to come back through and let your legs drop to the other side. So again, option to stagger them for more of a quad stretch and hip flexor opening on your right, or option to stack your legs and maybe gazing over your right shoulder this time. Shoulder blades stay on the ground. Inhale, come back through center, and this time start to come up to a cross-legged seat. So, whatever way feels comfortable to you. And once you're settled, inhale, bring your arms overhead. And exhale, side bend to the right. So walk your right hand out to the side and place it on your mat. You can walk it out as much as you feels comfortable, but try to keep your left butt cheek on the ground. So that would be the sticking point. Left arm comes up and overhead. You'll start to feel a stretch through your obliques on your left side. Inhale, come back through center. And exhale, side bend to the left. Walk your left hand over and out. Right arm reaching up and over, and right butt cheek staying in contact with the mat. And breathe here. Inhale, come back back through center. And exhale, bring your hands to your knees. Moving into a little bit of neck work. Exhale, bring your left ear towards your left shoulder. So you'll start to feel some opening in your right side. If you would like, you can place your left hand on the side of your head to just gently encourage a little more stretch. Don't pull or yank, literally just placing your hand gives it a little more weight and a nice gentle stretch. And then inhale, come back through center. And exhale, let your right ear come towards your right shoulder. And again, option to bring your right hand to the side of your head. And breathe here. And inhale, come back through. And moving into neck circles. So you can start by dropping your left ear towards your left shoulder. And then gently coming forward, chin to chest. Right ear towards right shoulder. And then back towards the left. And all the way through. And just nice and slowly working your way into the circle. And the next time your right ear is at your right shoulder, go ahead and switch directions. Nice and slow. One more. And come back through center. Make your way into tabletop. So hands come to the mat, knees come under your hips and shoulders stack over your wrists. And then from here, I'm going to turn around just so it's easier to see, but you can stay where you are. Lift your right leg and bring it out to the side, landing your right foot. Once you have your foot down, sit up with your torso, so you're basically in a tall kneeling position. And then bring your arms out to the sides. So setting up for gate pose. Inhale to prepare, and exhale, reaching down with your right hand towards your right ankle. The left arm comes up overhead, so very similar to the side bends we did while seated. And, just an opportunity to get a little deeper here. And breathe here. And inhale, come back up through center. You can bring your hands down, coming back through tabletop, and then bringing your left leg out, landing your left foot. Once you have your foot down again, sitting up or standing up, standing, kneeling, whatever. Here, squeeze your glutes, arms come out from your shoulders. Inhale to prepare, and exhale, gate pose on your left. So left hand reaches towards left ankle, right arm is up and overhead. And breathing here. And inhale, come back through center. Hands can come to the mat and step your foot back in. So if you sit back on your heels, this is hero's pose. And from here, you can make your way into standing. So it's going to be a little different than my usual setup. So what I like to do, if you're on a mat, walk to the left side and face the long end of the mat. So usually you're oriented so that you're facing the short side. This time we're facing the long side and you have space on your right. So I hope that makes sense. Anyway, coming to mountain pose. So mountain pose or Tadasana is basically standing up tall. Feet are together, big toes can touch. You can have a little bit of space between your heels. Even here, keep your core engaged. So think about bringing your rib cage down and in, like you're laughing. And then shoulders go down and back, so shoulder blades come together on your spine. Arms are by your sides, palms facing forward. So from here, moving into extended mountain. So inhale, arms rise overhead, and keep your shoulders where they are. So you're not reaching your shoulders up towards your ears. Shoulders are staying engaged and down and back, and arms are lifting up. Exhale to vertical twist to the left. So left arm comes behind you, right arm comes in front. As much as you can twist. Try to keep your hips facing the front so that the twist is coming through your torso instead. Inhale, come back through center, and exhale, vertical twist to the right. Again, hip points stay facing forward, right arm behind, left arm in front, wherever that may be for you. And inhale, come back through center. Exhale to chair pose. So sitting back and down with your hips. You can bring your hands to heart center or leave them up overhead. I'm going to turn to the side just to talk. You can stay where you are. Think about reaching your tailbone towards the mat. So we're kind of taking this lumbar curve out of our back. Take a look at your toes. If you can't see all 10 of them, see if you can shift your hips just a little further back. Think about squeezing your inner thighs together. If you have your feet together here, you can basically squeeze your knees into each other. You can also take this with your feet hips width distance apart. The thing is, if you do this, you have to make sure your knees stay over your feet. So if you start to knock your knees in here, that's going to put a lot of pressure on the inside of your knee and can cause some knee problems and knee pain. So make sure wherever you are, knees are over your feet and there's the good alignment there. So in chair pose. Inhale here and exhale, step your right foot out to goddess squat. So here, heels come in, toes come out, and play around with your stance here so that when you're sitting down, your knees can be in line with your toes. So your kneecap is facing the same direction as your toes are, and your knees are over your ankles. Again, if you're caving in, that's going to be some bad news for your knee. Think about squeezing your glutes and keeping your core tight. Awesome. Inhale here and exhale, pivot to the right, coming into crescent lunge. So you can always, in these lunges, drop to your back knee if that feels better, if that gives you a little more balance. But here, whether you're on your knee or elevated, arms come overhead, and think about keeping your hips facing front. So left hip comes forward, right hip comes back. Think about squeezing your inner thighs together for balance and strength. And breathe here. Inhale and exhale, warrior two. So opening up to the side, sinking into your right knee still, Your back foot is now parallel to the back of your mat. And if you take a look at your feet, your front foot, if you were to draw a line between your front heel and your back foot, you'd want it to meet your back foot right at the center. Arms come out by your sides from your shoulders and gazing over your front fingertips. Inhale here for reverse warrior. Flip your front palm and reach up and back. So right arm comes up overhead, left hand can sink down your back leg. Breathe here. Exhale, extended side angle. Right elbow comes to right thigh, and left arm comes up and overhead. So feet stay where they are with the majority of this. Think about keeping your right shoulder down and back. And think about using your core as much as you can so that you're not leaning so much on your elbow. Inhale, reverse triangle. Straighten your front leg and flip your right palm towards the sky like reverse warrior. And draw it up and overhead, so leaning back. And exhale to triangle pose. So arms come out from your shoulders, tip forward, kind of like a teapot, and then bring your hands to 12 and 6. So this is not about how far you can get down. It's about keeping yourself as in line as possible, for lack of better words. So if I was to be doing this between 2 panes of glass, I would be trying not to touch either pane of glass. So keeping everything together. If this is a little hard, it usually bothers my ankle, you can keep a bend in your front knee to give yourself a little bit of a reprieve. And inhale to star pose. Toes now face the side, open up, and take up as much space as you can. And exhale, back to goddess squat, so bending your knees, sitting your hips down and back. And this time, step to your right, so you're ending up on the right side of your mat in chair pose. So again, chair, sitting back and down, reaching with your tailbone, check in, see if you see all 10 toes, back is engaged, gaze is forward. And then, now I need to go on the other direction. So, inhale here, coming up to mountain pose, arms by your side, hands facing forward. Inhale, extended mountain, arms rise. And exhale, a vertical twist to the left. Left arm behind, the right arm in front, hip is facing the front. Inhale, back through center. And exhale, vertical twist to the right. Inhale, back through center, and exhale to chair pose. Sitting back and down, hands can come to heart center. Inhale here, and exhale to goddess squat. So stepping your left foot out, and again, playing around with your feet until you feel comfortable with them. Knees over ankles, not caving in, full foot on the mat, and kneecaps pointing the same direction as your toes. So, inhale here, squeeze your glutes, and exhale, pivot to the left for crescent lunge. So again, option to come to your back knee or stay elevated, arms come overhead. And think about drawing your right hip forward, left hip back. All 10 toes face the same way, arms overhead. Inhale here, And exhale, warrior two. Opening up to the side, sinking into your left knee, arms out by your shoulders. And again, check in with your feet. Right foot is parallel to the back of your mat. Front foot is, if you were to draw that line, your heel would intersect the center of your back arch. Squeeze your glutes. And inhale, reverse warrior. Flip your front palm and bring it up and behind. Stay sinking in to that left leg. Left arm overhead, right hands coming down your back leg. And exhale, extended side angle. Left elbow to left thigh. Right arm comes up and overhead. Again, try to use your core here to keep yourself elevated so you're not relying on your elbow. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, reverse triangle. Straighten your front leg. Flip your left palm towards the ceiling. And bring it up and back. Right hand again drizzling down your right leg. And exhale to triangle pose. Hands come to center. Tip yourself forward. And then bring your hands to 12 and 6. Again, not necessarily reaching down, but staying elevated and in line as much as possible. Again, option to bend your front knee. And breathe here for a moment. Inhale, star pose. Turn your toes towards the side and then to facing out. Arms come overhead, legs straighten. Take up space. And exhale back to goddess squat, sitting back and down. Inhale here. And exhale, step your right foot to your left. So we're back where we started in chair pose. Sitting back and down. And inhale, come up to stand Tadasana, arms by your side. So that was my flow with no folds. Definitely let me know how you liked it, what you got out of it, and yeah, I'd love to hear your feedback. My social media accounts are listed in the description here, and if you have any questions or anything, hit me up. Thank you so much for doing this with me.